Hey guys, how's it going? Kripp here. Today I want to give you guys my opinion on the current state of ArcheAge and review their recent patch and kind of a few of the features that they've added. This is a sponsored video. I did play ArcheAge originally when it was in like the pre-launch stage. I don't know if it was an alpha, a beta, or like a pre-release or whatever it was, but my character from when I played did not exist on my account when I played again today. Overall, I had a very positive opinion of the game originally, but I know over the years a lot of things change, a lot of things are added, so, I was asked to take another look at the game, and, well, I thought it would be pretty interesting as I haven't played too much of MMOs recently, and I was curious to see how a game that had very good fundamentals evolved over the years. So, ArcheAge, it is still a very interesting game. Originally, I really enjoyed the leveling experience, and this time around, I didn't play for very long. I did have to make a new character. I made kind of a spellcaster. I made kind of like a conjurer of like high damage burst spells, and I'll give you guys some of the gameplay in the background. It's nothing special, it's just low-level questing stuff, but I do have to say that experience was very, very good. Originally, when I picked up ArcheAge, it didn't have a lot of the tutorial elements, it didn't have a lot of the kind of this is how you do stuff initiatives, tutorials, the stuff at the start of the game for players who have absolutely no idea what's going on. And while it didn't really matter for me because, I've played my fair share of games, of MMOs, I kind of get it. After, a few hours of playing the original state of ArcheAge a few years ago, I managed. I got a pretty good idea about what's going on. But this time, it's been long enough that I've forgotten everything, and when I started playing the game again on a new character, everything was really on point. If you have no idea how to do anything at all, the game will teach you. The new player experience really is exceptional compared to, I think, every other MMO I've ever played. So it's a very interesting game to try. You can play the game for free. It works off of like microtransactions and that kind of stuff. But you can have quite your own little adventure and see just kind of how the game works. You don't have to pay anything. You just have to invest some of your own time. But I kind of got a little bit addicted to my little character already, even though it's only like level 15 or 16 now or something. This is really fun, kind of completing the quest. It was a very smooth quest experience. It was a very smooth experience going through the zones, and it was just kind of an addictive experience trying to level up a little bit, gain incremental advantages and skills, and do all that stuff. The skill system in the game basically has you choose 3 skill lines, and it makes it so with the very few points that you have, you kind of want everything, but can only get so few things. So it creates a skill system that makes it very difficult for you to actually get what you want, which is really the best kind of skill system. I've compared it in the past to that of other games like Path of Exile, where, you really have to very intelligently assign your points to be successful. And, a lot of the just early game experience, like the new player experience, the early game experience, just, gearing up, going through the game, going through the quests, advancing in your character, all of that, the early stage of it was just really on point. I was really blown away by that aspect, and I think, there's some potential for the game to attract quite a lot of new players. Now, the main focus of what the ArcheAge devs asked me to talk about are the new endgame stuff that they added in the recent patch. Now, it kind of takes a while to get to endgame. It kind of takes a while to get decent gear and really explore that content, so I didn't really get first-hand experience on that, but I want to talk about it nonetheless, so a lot of you guys that have played ArcheAge in the past can kind of put this into reference, and maybe you can revisit the game once again. So ArcheAge, on the higher level aspect of things, is a game that's a very open world. You can, within the world, create your own communities, create your own housing, create your own castles, create your own like giant guilds that have like very big impacts on what happens in the game. And they've forwarded this idea into a new system in this latest patch called the Player Nation system. So in the ArcheAge world, there's what I call the left side of the map and the right side of the map, and then the pirates, because I don't really know the names that well, I don't play the game that much. But there's the Nuya, faction, the Haranya faction, and the Pirate faction, which are like the NPC factions. They're the ones that are already in the game, and they follow kind of, yeah, the NPCs. That's like the three worlds. Pirates are people who do bad things, get sent to prison, and once they've done enough bad things, are kind of like excommunicated from the land of the good guys. But the good guys also fight each other, so it's kind of like a trio of stuff. Well, they've put in a system where you can create a player-run faction that can be allied or can be against one of these three NPC-run factions. So it's basically like you can create your own alliance within the world that can be, you know, aligned or disaligned with some of the elements that are already existing in the world. So some really high level stuff. From what I've read, there's been a lot of effort from players to really make this work. It's kind of one of those things, and really descriptive of the game overall, where you have to work diligently for a long time with many people to get one of these systems off the ground. But if you've done this type of stuff in MMOs, you know how rewarding it can be. I also, I mentioned how they have like castles and that kind of stuff. They have like a new castle progression system where the nearby civilians and areas around the existing castles can kind of work together with the castles, and they can have like some kind of together aspect, like they can work for one another. But because it is like open world, and because, you know, there's the mischievous aspect of to all things in the game, there's some opportunities for the servants of the castle to betray the owners, and, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff like that that's possible within this new system. There's another tier level of weapons and armor. There's tier 7 now. They have an equipment encyclopedia in the game that they launched in this last patch as well, where you can take a look at all the items that exist in the game. Well, roughly, I believe. I don't know. I was looking at a lot of different characters, and there's a lot of like gems and stuff that I wasn't able to find in the encyclopedia. But you know, overall, the actual gear itself, you can know exactly what you can expect to achieve, what you can expect to get throughout the game. And you know, I've been told that the gear up process is definitely quite the adventure in ArcheAge. So it's kind of interesting to see what you might be hoping to get in the future. And the system is all within the game, and it's all pretty interesting that it is that way, so you don't have to go to like a third-party website that might not be updated and all that kind of stuff. So they also have a lot of raiding and PvE experiences. There's the Mistsong Summit Saga, which now continues and now has tier 4 rewards that can be upgraded apparently. They did a recent rebalancing where all the combat classes have been rebalanced. Some got buffed, some got nerfed. As a player who just started playing the game, I can tell you that the spellcasting stuff is real good at the start. That's about as far as I can go with that. There's new housing furniture and stuff. They basically tried to add more depth to you know, the player housing, which, if you guys don't know, in the few games that do have player housing, is definitely something that everyone tries to participate in. And even though adding like a few new pieces of furniture sounds like, yeah, whatever, for the people that do play the game, people go crazy over this stuff. So it's nice to see the devs kind of improve that. They have, I think, 15 new emotes added in the last patch as well, and these emotes can be obtained by completing quests and completing certain achievements. And overall, it seems like they're making a new big effort to forward the game to another level and kind of give the players who are already playing the game a lot of new content to look forward to. But the most important thing, the most you know, vivid experience that I got as someone who was just returning to the game on a brand new account, essentially as a brand new player, I thought the experience was very well streamlined, and it seems like ArcheAge, even though it's not a new game, it does have the potential once again to grow. So if you guys do want to check it out, make sure you do, and overall, let me know what you think. Hope you guys enjoy my little review, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.